Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something pretty fundamental, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how we experience life. Specifically, the whole idea of expecting things versus just observing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. Based on Tarek Raven's work.
exactly. From his chapter Don't Expect, Observe in the Camino Within book.
Right. And I know you like to get straight to the point, get the knowledge
The
quickly.
guilty as charged.
So this idea of like navigating life without expectations might feel a bit strange, maybe even counterintuitive.
It really does. I mean, if you like knowing where you're headed, letting go of expectations sounds, well, a little off, doesn't it?
It definitely feels like you're losing control somehow.
But Ryman, he makes a really interesting argument. So our mission today is basically to unpack that.
Yeah.
Understand why he thinks expectations hold us back and what, freedom might come from just watching, observing.
And it's important, like you said, this isn't about ditching goals altogether.
Not at all. It's more about changing our relationship with the outcome, right? How we feel about the journey itself.
Got it. So where do we start? The problems with expectations.
Let's dive right in there. Ryman puts it pretty bluntly. He says, expectations are nothing but disappointments waiting to happen, and they can destroy goals.
Wow, okay. Straight out of the gate with a strong statement, no beating around the bush there.
Nope. And he builds on it, saying expectations act like blinders. They narrow our focus.
How so?
He thinks they stop us seeing the glorious possibilities of other desirable outcomes. It's like we get so fixated on one specific result that we completely miss other good things happening, maybe even better things.
Precisely, yeah. And he links this quite smartly, I think, to how we compare ourselves to others.
Ah, the comparison trap. Always fun.
Right. He uses examples like, wanting to be a teacher just because your dad was.
Or trying to be like some friend Joe who seemed to get the girls. Those kinds of external benchmarks. Exactly. And it shows how often our expectations aren't even really ours. They're just projections, like based on what we see around us.
Yeah, and that projection, Ryman says, that's what leads to feeling like a failure. Yeah.
Totally. Because you're measuring your own messy reality against this, like, curated image of someone else's life.
And inevitably you fall short, or feel like you do, leads to unhappiness.
And then there's just, life itself. It's unpredictable.
Yeah, Ryman touches on that too. Just says, it is funny that we never know what to expect in life. So simple, but true.
It really makes you wonder then, is all this detailed planning, setting these rigid expectations, is it even worth it?
That's the question he raises. When things constantly change anyway.
That's a valid point. We spend so much energy trying to predict and control everything.
But life just does its own thing most of the time. Curveballs, always.
And Raymond suggests that this whole urge to manage expectations, ours, other people's, it often comes from fear, doesn't it?
Yeah, he pins it on fear, both our own fear, like fear of failing ourselves, and also that, maybe even bigger, fear of letting other people down.
That's a powerful one. And that fear, he argues, can really box us in, stops us trying things outside our comfort zone.
Right. We stick to what we expect will work, or what we think others expect from us.
Okay, so that covers the downside pretty well, the limitations.
Yeah, the case against expectations.
So let's flip it. What's the alternative he's pushing? Observation?
Right. And he uses his own Camino de Santiago trip as the prime example. He made a very deliberate choice, didn't he?
He did. He specifically decided not to go in with preconceived ideas. Avoided looking online, didn't ask people much about it.
He wanted a blank slate to, as he put it, observe and absorb in real time.
Yes. To have his own experience without any preconceived notions. That's key. It was a conscious effort to remove filters.
And he contrasts that with what he calls managing expectations. He sees that as actively setting things up beforehand.
Yeah, like establishing a standard. Deciding ahead of time what will be.
Whereas observation, it's simpler.
Much simpler, according to him. Just use your eyes. Observe life as it is. Stop expecting things from it. Let go of the prejudgments.
Just be present to what is happening, not what you thought would happen.
Exactly. It suggests a really different way of engaging with everything.
Instead of forcing reality into our little boxes, we just watch it unfold.
And he doesn't just apply this to big journeys like the Camino. He brings it right down to daily life.
Saying we expect too much from each other all the time.
Yeah. He even jokes about getting those emails, the demanding ones.
Ah, yeah. You are expected to do such and such.
And his internal reaction is maybe not quite so polite. It just highlights that constant pressure we feel.
Totally. The weight of everyone else's expectations. And our own, too.
It paints a picture, doesn't it? A world full of people potentially disappointing each other because of these expectations.
Or just being afraid of disappointing each other,
Mm.
which he sees as really restrictive, not fulfilling.
Okay, so to really nail this down, let's talk about that specific story from the Camino, the encounter he had.
Yeah, the coffee break moment,
Mm.
he describes it so well, feeling really good, peaceful.
You can almost picture it. Cold morning, sun warming his face, that simple coffee, just pure enjoyment.
Yeah, totally unburdened. And then someone approaches him.
Right, a woman. And her first question is super revealing, isn't it?
Yeah, so what are you smiling about? Is it what you expect? The way.
Oh.
The Camino.
She immediately frames his happiness in terms of expectations. Did reality match the plan?
Assuming his good mood must be because the Camino was living up to some idea he had beforehand.
And Raymond's answer is just perfect for his whole philosophy.
I have no idea. I came without any expectations in particular.
Bam. And then he adds, it is my way not to expect and to just observe. Just lays it out there.
And the contrast with her is stark, because she then explains her approach.
Totally different. She'd done tons of research, right? Read articles, books, guides.
All to plan it, so she'd know what to expect. Her whole goal was managing those expectations.
Why? To avoid disappointment. She explicitly says that based on past experiences, especially with people.
So for her, managing expectations was a shield, a defense mechanism, as Ryman calls it.
Exactly. It came from a place of wanting to avoid potential pain or letdown.
Whereas Ryman frames his approach not expecting as something else entirely.
Yeah, he sees it as being in search of better experiences. It's proactive for him.
A way of detaching myself from preconceived ideas and opening myself up to something bigger. It's about expansion, not protection.
That's such a great way to put it. Protection versus expansion. Minimizing pain versus maximizing potential joy and discovery.
Which leads right into his main takeaway from the whole chapter, doesn't
It
it?
really does. He wraps it up quite powerfully.
If you want to open yourself up to something bigger, you need to let those expectations go. Try observing instead.
It's a direct invitation, really. Shift from anticipating and possibly being let down
To just being present and open to whatever comes your way.
So wrapping up this deep dive into Raymond's ideas, we've seen his arguments, right? How expectations can box us in, cause comparisons, stem from fear.
Yeah, definitely laid out the pitfalls.
Okay.
And then contrasted it with the potential upside of just observing.
That possibility of richer, maybe more authentic experiences if we drop the pre-written script in our heads.
So for everyone listening, maybe it sparks a thought, like where are you holding on to expectations? Maybe without even realizing it.
Good question. Are there places where trying this observation thing could, I don't know, bring new insights, more flexibility?
Or just a deeper appreciation for what's actually happening right now, whatever that is.
Yeah. So maybe here's the final thought to chew on. Could it be that letting go of how we think things should be, letting go of those fixed ideas, could that actually be the key to finding more fulfillment?
And discovering things, joys, opportunities we wouldn't have even conceived of otherwise.
Exactly. A different lens to look through.
Yeah.
Maybe worth trying out.